As authors, there are a lot of subscriptions that can make our careers easier and more effective and more profitable for us. There are some things that are really, really helpful in making sure we are saving time and effort and getting things out to the people who need them when they need them. In our last video, we talked about some really good subscriptions that are absolutely worth it for authors, things that are very valuable to invest in and will help us to be more profitable. But there are some subscriptions that the book world loves to try to shove at us that just aren't necessary. Now, as authors, we know we are investing into our businesses. We're either investing our money or our time and effort, sometimes both. But if you do not have the money to invest in these things, you will be investing your time and effort. So there are things that you do not have to pay for that the book world loves to tell us that we do need to pay for, that you can learn the skills to do yourself very easily. Now, I'm somebody who loves to do things myself. I love to not have to rely on other people. So whenever I can develop a new skill, or I can take just a little extra time to learn to do something myself so that I don't have to wait for other people to get around to doing it, I will always opt into that option. I want to make sure I have more control over my business. And so I've learned to do things and I've taught people how to do these things as well. I want to make sure that you are not wasting your money and learning skills that will save you time and effort as you are building up your business. So I want to make sure that you're using the correct and the most active things. Now, if you want to invest in these things and if you have the money to, by all means, these are not bad programs that I'm going to be telling you about, but these are things that you can very easily, without a lot of training, learn how to do on your own if you don't have that money or you want a little more control over it. So the first thing that we hear a lot of authors talking about is book delivery platforms, when we are going to be sending books out to people, and people pay a lot of money for that. And you simply do not need to. There are ways that you can be doing this for free. There are programs that allow you to deliver books for free, and you can do this yourself. You can very easily set this up inside of your website, inside of your newsletter system to trigger different sequences to send things out to people when they buy books from you, when you're giving away books as ARCs, when you are giving away contest winner books. You can do this on your own. So you do not necessarily have to be buying into these delivery systems. I hear a lot about them, and I'm not going to name them, but there are a lot of things that people just buy into and say, this is the end all be all of it. You have to have one of these to protect yourself, when in fact you do not. So there's definitely benefits if you want to not spend a ton of time and effort setting this up. And really, truly for this, it's mostly the setup. So if you take a little bit of time to learn how to do this yourself and set it up once, you set it and forget it. You don't have to worry about it after the fact. And then you're not continually paying a monthly or annual subscription for these things. But you can also just use what everybody else uses. That is absolutely an option. There's nothing wrong with it. If you don't want to pay for it, you can do it yourself. There's nothing wrong with doing it yourself, and there's nothing less protected about doing it for yourself. So just be aware of that as you're making decisions. I don't want you to have to buy into something with a monthly or annual subscription if you don't have that money for it, just because you think you have to. You don't. If you want to send your book out to readers in any capacity, you can do it yourself. You can do it through a lot of different programs. In fact, we talked about one that actually is a drag and drop that will allow you to do a lot of that in our last video too. But you can very easily do this through your website, through your newsletter subscription, through your sequences. You can do it through social media. There are so many ways to do this. So very many ways to do this. And if you want more in-depth tutorials, I do have some here on the channel, but we can do more as well. So go ahead and drop those questions for me. Another one that I do not like seeing pushed inside of this industry is that you have to join a program that will help you get opt-ins for your email newsletter. There are a lot of legal ramifications on getting people to join your newsletter list, but there's also a lot of practical things we need to talk about too. You should actively be trying to get people onto your newsletter list. You should be marketing yourself and doing all of the things to get people onto your newsletter. We've done lots of videos on this here and on the main channel, so check those out. But you don't have to pay somebody to help get you leads. You don't have to pay somebody to deal with all of your opt-in things. That is not good. In a lot of cases, it will get you people on your newsletter list, but they're not going to be qualified people. They're not going to want your books. So they're going to not open those email lists. They're going to be there to get a freebie. They're going to be there to get whatever. They're getting there because they signed up for a contest. Those people actually hurt your rates. So if you are sending out these newsletters and a small percentage is opening it and the rest of them are not, that's going to indicate to the newsletter systems that your emails are junk. They're going to send it to the junk files or to the trash files. You're going to get flagged inside of the system. In fact, Google has a ton of new rules. Google and Yahoo have a ton of new rules about your newsletter so that it doesn't get sent to spam as much that you have to then comply to. So if you are getting people on your newsletter list who are not there because they really like you and really like your books and specifically signed up for you, that's really going to damage what you're doing. So I firmly say and recommend, do not do programs like that. Do not work with people who are saying, well, we're going to do a newsletter builder list. Don't do it. Don't do it. I've got lots of resources on why that's really, really bad and really, really harmful to your author growth. So you can check those things out. But if you see those programs, don't pay for those. My gosh, don't pay for those. We talked in the last episode about how you can very easily do opt-in pages, how you can very easily do your own email stuff. And just in just minutes, you figure this out and it's very easy to set it and forget it. Please, 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 please do not be paying to get people onto your newsletters list. There's so many bad things. Please don't do it. Please don't do that. To be your book file generating subscriptions. You don't need a subscription for this. There are programs that will allow you to generate your book files for a one-time fee. Vellum is going to be very easy for that. There are free programs that you can do this in. You can create your own documents, so your ebook files, your print files, all of the freebies you're giving away. You can do this on your own without even paying for a program. There are so many ways to do this. Subscriptions are not the way. You should not be paying a monthly or an annual fee to be creating your own files or paying someone to create your files when you can do it for a one-time fee. Please just save your money. Get the better things. There's Vellum, there's Atticus, there's stuff that you can do on your own. Very easy, very simple. A lot of them are drag and drop, and you don't have to be reoccurring with those expenses. That is just one that is not worth having a subscription for. And likewise, graphic design subscriptions are probably not going to work to your benefit. We see a lot of people who are touting that they will give you monthly graphics for your Instagram or for your website or for whatever, where you are going to be getting templates and you're going to be getting things that other people have, and it's going to look just like everybody else's. It's not worth it. There's so many ways that you can very easily design your own graphics. There are so many ways you can very easily take your own photos in under 5 minutes. In fact, with photos, my gosh, you can do that in like 60 seconds. And I teach you how on this channel. There are lots of videos here and on the main channel on this. So we're not going to be paying for graphics. We're not going to be paying for marketing things in a monthly subscription unless it's custom. If you do custom, maybe. I'm a professional marketer. I am somebody who does this kind of stuff professionally. You don't need to be doing this for most things. If you want to hire some custom things, okay, once in a while I get it. I probably wouldn't say to do it monthly. And the thing is, I could tell you to do that because I can do that. I can do that for you. I could have a monthly subscription where I charge authors to do these things in a monthly package, and I could make a lot of money. People are very desperate with their marketing to not do it, to be able to just have it handed to them. I could make so much money with that. I can make so much money off of you guys with that, and I won't do it because I won't do it, and I'm not going to tell you to do it. I'm not going to ask you to do it. I'm going to tell you you can do it on your own. There's no reason for most of that. So be very selective about paying other people for marketing. I'd rather see you use your marketing money in more ways that are going to be more effective for you. There are ways to use your marketing money to have other people create things that are going to be effective for you if you don't want to do the work yourself. Something like that is probably not it. I would not, in most cases, I'm going to say 90% of the cases, I would not recommend doing some kind of marketing subscription with any company anywhere. But if you have questions on it, please feel free to drop that down below. Or if you want to name names to see if a company is actually okay to work with, please DM me or please email me. We don't want to call them out in the comment section necessarily, but I'm more than happy to tell you, what's what. I'll let you know if it's going to be worth your investment or not, or if it's something you can easily do yourself. I know it feels like marketing can be really hard and graphic design can be really hard, but it's not. And I teach you how to do it for free here on this channel, on the other channel. Guys, 95% of the things that I'm teaching you totally free. I don't charge you for these things. I am showing you how to do it. I make my money from people who don't want to do it themselves, who want to be handheld through the process, who want me to be there to guide them. I do coaching and I do things, but only if they don't want to do it themselves. I give you the information to do these things yourselves here on my channels because I want to empower you to be able to do it and save you time and effort. So you can pay me to do things, by all means, feel free, but I will also tell you, for the most part, it's not going to be worth it to hire outside to do a lot of things. So drop your questions down below. We are going to be talking about programs that are going to be really, really helpful to you as an author, that are subscription, that are one-time things, that are things that are going to help build you up and save you time and effort. So go ahead and drop those questions down below. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes. We're dropping daily videos helping you navigate the world of author life to make sure that this is your most profitable year as an author ever, with the least amount of stress and overwhelm and time commitment on your content creation. So we'll see you in the upcoming episodes.